Before we get the review started, I just wanted to let you all know that I had a very unfortunate quality control issue with my set. As you can see here, I didn't get the right items. Yeah, I reached out to Jakks on this one, and they haven't gotten back to me yet. I'm a little concerned. It's starting to get sentient. It's walking around my abode right now, and it's starting to eat. So if you don't see any more videos from me, please send help. Pokemon, Kaiju, Dragon Ball, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hello there, Collector Steven here, and I am back, and I am continuing the Godzilla King of the Monsters reviews, and this time we are going to be taking a look at one of the 3 battle packs made by Jakks specifically for this Figure Friday. Yep, that's a whole mouthful, but for this review, we are going to be taking a look at the battle pack which features King Ghidorah and normal Godzilla, because all of the other packs feature a repainted Godzilla, whether it's going to be a blue atomic one, or one, if you're going to buy this, you're going to know about it anyway. You're going to see why in a second. So this one's going to be about $10, and is it really worth it? Well, guess what? This is going to be one of the only small-scale Godzilla options Jakks Pacific is going to offer you. So let's take a look to see whether or not it's worth adding into your collection. Now, before we get into the formal look at the figures, I obviously want to take a look at the box and the packaging and all that fun stuff. Why? Well, because I normally don't do that in my reviews, and here's a special occasion. Some folks are looking to go ahead and avoid spoilers, and I'm not going to do that for you. Why? If you're looking to buy these battle packs, you're probably aware that there's one you're going to want to try to avoid if you're looking to avoid spoilers. However, Burning Godzilla 2.0 is featured on either all of the packaging or is on the store shelf right next to all the other King of the Monsters product you're going to buy. So good on you, Jakks, for that one. Yeah. Anyway, if you're taking a look for what is going to actually be on the shelf and all of the contents in the package and exactly how they are laid out, here's a good look at that. To kick things off, we'll go ahead and take a look at the star of the show here, King Ghidorah. Yep, because we get Godzilla 3 different times, and yeah, let's just go ahead and look at Ghidorah first. Now, if you took a look at the back of the box, you're going to notice that King Ghidorah is a nice vibrant gold with a nice black wash to it, and it looks oh so vibrant. When in reality, that isn't exactly the case here. It's essentially just a scaled-down version of the 6-inch Ghidorah, which is infinitely better. I'm already going to go ahead and spoil that for you. But here, honestly, some of the faults that the overall sculpt and the design have are actually a bit more acceptable, such as some of the design choices. You know, it's okay that we have a bit more plastic here or there, maybe a reduction in some of the details because it's small and it's in a pack with another figure and a somewhat okay accessory. Yeah, so for those of you who are not necessarily always okay with stuff being, well, not perfect, this is going to be just fine. And especially if this is going to be for Junior, this is great because you're going to be able to smash King Ghidorah into something over and over and over again. And you know what? It's still going to look okay because it's at a small scale. So if on accident, let's say your cat or your dog goes ahead and chews on it, like I have had many unfortunate accidents with, you're probably not going to notice it too much here. But again, this is a scaled down version of the 6-inch figure, which we know has a nice sculpt and a relatively nice paint wash to it. So in that regard, Jakks Pacific did a very nice job of bringing King Ghidorah to life, even if this is not truly correct to what we're going to be seeing on screen. Now Godzilla, and this is the vanilla one, so this is going to be the normal Godzilla, nothing too fancy here. The other 2 that we get are going to be repaints of this one. To be honest, I think they packed the wrong Godzilla here. I'm not going to go into spoiler territory, but from what I understand, yeah. Anyway, Godzilla here actually does look pretty neat. And if you haven't noticed, Jakks is pretty much getting the same use out of their molds, one way or another, whether it's going to be 3D printing or they just have files that they use to create the molds, because this looks very similar to the big 12-inch figure, which also looks very similar to the gigantic 24-inch tall figure. I think it's 24-inch tall anyway. Yeah, so you're going to notice that a lot of the sculpted detail is going to be nearly identical, just shrunken down. So obviously you're going to have some of the finer aspects missing, but if you've seen the big Godzilla, this is what it's going to look like if it had a miniature version of it. That being said, the paint application is actually pretty sweet, and if you're looking to throw this on maybe a gashapon shelf or maybe with some other Bandai high-grade stuff, this might just be a good choice for you. So if you're not looking to import anything for Godzilla 2019, hey, maybe this is a good one to make for a substitute. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the articulation, and this is the most frustrating thing about this set. We have King Ghidorah here, which does feature nearly identical articulation as the 6-inch one, which is going to have 3 swivels in the necks for each of the heads. The swivels are going to be located in different parts of the neck, so do take note of that. Then we have the wings. The hinges have moved on this figure, and this is what makes it so frustrating. Those hinges are very loose, which causes the wings to fall forward. And when they fall forward, so does Ghidorah. So you're going to have this thing face planting more often than not. That being said, we do have swivels at the hips and the tails. And yes, you can tell how much I love this. For Godzilla, like I said before, this is a shrunken down version of the big 12-inch figure, so we're going to have swivels at the shoulders and at the hips. We do also have 2 swivel points in the tail, but what's also interesting is there is a swivel at the neck, which the big figure did not have, which they should have just gone ahead and did that anyway. Yeah, so if you want Godzilla firing that atomic breath and, flying in a different direction, you can do that. Now, with this being a battle pack, you can recreate a scene from the movie that we, haven't seen yet. Yeah, so we do get this destroyed baseball stadium for Godzilla and King Ghidorah to throw down in. Now, the way that this is made is you get a little holder, and that is to hold the piece of cardboard that this is printed on. It's not thick plastic, it's not really firm cardstock, it's cardboard. So if you store this, be careful that you don't bend it and ruin it, because then you wasted $10. And now to round out the review, we're going to have a nice size comparison with essentially all of the Battle Pack figures, since the Godzillas are nothing but repaints. And as you can see here, scaling is a bit hit or miss. Rodan definitely fits in well with Godzilla, but unfortunately Mothra does seem to scale more so with 6-inch figures. King Ghidorah really doesn't scale with anything at all, but yeah, if you're going to make believe, then hey, this is all fine and dandy. Nothing to worry about. That being said, these are great little figures that won't take up too much space on the shelf unless King Ghidorah face plants. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. To be honest, King Ghidorah isn't that great, and the backdrop that we get there, take it or leave it. Honestly, this is more of a gimmick than it is something to be taken seriously. So the main draw for this one is going to be that normal Godzilla figure. If you're looking to maybe spruce up your desk, cool. Fill that hole in your shelf, awesome. Little Jimmy or little Sally, they really want something Godzilla related? Hey, why not go ahead and get them something fun? It's only $10, right? Maybe you could put that $10 to a 6-inch NECA Godzilla figure. Yeah. At the end of the day, I think this is the weakest of the 3 battle packs offered, but if you're a fan of one kaiju or the other, or you just simply want that nice small-scale 2019 Godzilla, then hey, go ahead and pick it up. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.